Hi guys, and welcome to this first horoscope of 2023. Thanks for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. This is your weekly horoscope for Monday, the 2nd of January, going through until Sunday, the 8th of January, 2023. So I'm really excited to see what this week is all about. But before I go through each day, I just want to highlight two things. We've got two of the personal planets in retrograde at the moment. So we've got Mars, the red planet, which is responsible for drive and ambition. That's in retrograde until the 12th of January. And then Mercury, the communication planet, is in retrograde until the 18th of January. So with Mars being in retrograde, appearing to go backwards, you may feel less motivated than you usually do. So it's important to give yourself a bit of a push. But also it confuses this area of life that kind of says, do I make big decisions and make big changes? Or do I hold off a little bit and do my research? Now, of course, I think it's important for you to play that by ear and to see how you're feeling. But with the sense I get of this week is it's much better to step back a little bit, to assess what you've got going on and to get all your ducks in a row for greater understanding than it is to kind of rush off into a particular area. And then with Mercury being retrograde, that's notorious for causing kind of annoyances, right, in the real world. So the email wasn't sent, or the bags at the airport go missing, the computer doesn't turn on, it's things like that. But the blessing of Mercury retrograde is that it allows you to understand yourself much better and to go inward. So with both these personal planets being retrograde, I think it's a wonderful opportunity to figure out what it is you want to do in this new year. If you haven't been clear of, well, if you've been asking yourself questions like, am I in the right job? Am I still happy living where I live? What is my life purpose? What do I want to achieve in the next 12 months? What's important to me? Anything like that. If you're not 100% clear, I think the first 2-3 weeks here of January are really, really helpful in allowing you to figure that out. So looking at Monday, the 2nd of January, we've got the Taurus moon forming a square with Saturn in Aquarius. So you're able to enjoy your creature comforts, and you're also very willing to listen and to learn. It sextiles Neptune in Pisces, trines Mercury in Capricorn, and Pluto in Capricorn. So your intuition is easy for you to kind of tap into and to listen to your inner guidance. And that's going to allow you to make changes if you have to. So Pluto is transformation and change. In Capricorn, it's in the earth sign of the worker. So rather than getting just all the information from the outside world, also check in with yourself. Is this something that I'm happy with? And again, I would say do as much research as you possibly can before you make changes. Mercury in Capricorn sextiles Neptune in Pisces. So not only do you get messages from within, the external world will also give you messages through signs and symbols. So if you're connected to nature, take a walk on the beach or in the forest or the mountains, wherever you are, and you'll get messages from all different sides. So you're like an information tower on Monday the 2nd. The Sun in Capricorn squares Chiron in Aries. So that's great because Chiron is the asteroid that's known as the wounded healer. And in Aries, it says, okay, what can I do, or what do I need to understand to make my life better? So your personal interest is alive here and well supported. And then finally, Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and creativity, and the only one of the personal planets that isn't retrograde, that goes into Aquarius. So a love for learning, teaching, and connecting with other people. Aquarius is the sign of the humanitarian. So your connections with other people in your life, co-workers, family members, friends, those are all great. So on Monday the 2nd, you have good connections with the powers that be, and you can work very well and settle things that have been left over from last year. Making changes to your work or living situation will feel easy, and that's the issue, because I feel it's better to inform yourself than to make changes willy-nilly. And it's also going to feel like I'm right, I don't need to research. And whenever I kind of see something like that, I get a bit suspicious, especially when Mercury is retrograde, right? Where there is the potential to get the wrong end of the stick when it comes to external kind of communication. You do get on well with people, so education and research are supported. On Tuesday, the 3rd of January, the moon goes into Gemini at 3:44 in the morning. So that's much more active. It's focused on ideas, communication, expressing yourself, but also finding solutions to problems. So if something has been outstanding from last year, Tuesday is a good day to really look at it and to solve it once and for all. The Gemini moon conjuncts Mars in Gemini, so you may get distracted if you don't pay attention. It trines Venus in Aquarius, sextiles Jupiter and Chiron in Aries, and it quincunxes the Sun in Capricorn. So you're looking at a lot of things here. You're wanting to learn and to teach even. You want to kind of represent or move forward with your own interests, and you're very willing to do the work. So this can become really confusing, especially if you're deliberately holding off and saying, hang on, I need to understand everything before I go. Because here on Tuesday, you're kind of chomping at the bit and you're like, I just want to do stuff. So if you can hold off, I think that's a good idea. Tuesday overall is a good day for learning and teaching, but you also have a great connection with other people. So it's not just about exchanging information and educating each other. It's just having a chat or spending time with people, doing something as a group. That will be really enjoyable. If you do need specific information to get something started in future, this is the day to do the research and to be open-minded and willing to learn. And also, love is in the air, so meeting new people may not just be about kind of getting the right info. It's about starting a real romantic connection or a new friendship or anything like that. On Wednesday, the 4th of January, we have the moon still in Gemini, and now it squares Neptune in Pisces. So if you're a creative person, the ideas are going to be flowing. You'll be able to articulate your ideas. It trines Saturn in Aquarius, so the willingness to learn and to become more informed. And it also trines Mercury in Capricorn. So the symbols via the real world are still going to come at you. So really the first 3 days of this week are you gathering information. So you can't really be the master researcher if you're busy, I don't know, chopping wood or, going on a bunch of interviews. It's about giving yourself a little bit of time and space to kind of look at everything and to get a really solid understanding of where you're at, what you want the future to look like, and what information you still need. Venus in Aquarius sextiles Jupiter in Aries. So there is a lot of good luck via other people. There is the potential for new wonderful relationships to come in. And Jupiter in Aquarius, not in Aquarius, in Aries, says go, 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 go. So this whole sense of I need to keep myself busy, I think that's the thing to try and balance out in these first 3 days. On Wednesday, overall, I think you're going to be multi-talented and you're able to multitask very well. So learning and education is still supported. And if you've got to a point where you know what you do have and something is missing, that's really the thing that's most supported, in the sense that I need to get the right info on a very specific topic so that I can then apply that info and create real world solutions for myself. So I think this whole research and personal development peaks on Wednesday. On Thursday, the 5th of January, we've got the Gemini moon now forming a quincunx with Pluto in Capricorn. So this really says I want to just make a change for the sake of change, whether I'm informed or not. The moon goes into Cancer at 3:15 in the afternoon. So that slows things down because Cancer is the 4th sign in the zodiac, and that's associated with the home and family. So relationships become even more important now rather than research and study. So I think the first 3 days, study, then relationships. Now on Thursday, it's relationships, then study. The Cancer moon squares Jupiter in Aries, and it quincunxes Venus in Aquarius. Wow, so that's really great for talking to people who are kind of in your inner circle and getting a sense of I'm home, I'm loved, I'm spending quality time here. So you really have the time and patience to connect in a really meaningful way. And then the Capricorn sun trines Uranus in Taurus. So this is a bit of a rampage. It says, I want to work again. I want to create change for the sake of change. So this is the day where I think it's most difficult to kind of hold yourself back. Ultimately on Thursday, because we have the moon in Gemini and we still have Mercury in retrograde, I think you may be misinformed by someone or something on Thursday. That's the big thing to watch out for. So keep your eye on communications and things that come in, and don't believe everything you hear. Don't assume that, okay, it must be right. So especially if you're focusing on getting a particular piece of information, make sure you double check that yourself and you research it if it's accurate before you kind of make big changes, if that's what you're doing. Because you see, this is where I think it gets complicated and there's the potential for error. So family relationships are supported, and it's a good time to do something as a group. So like a day out or a family dinner. And that's where I think the fewest problems will crop up if you use the time to kind of be around loved ones and give yourself a bit of a break from studying everything and trying to understand it. But particularly, I'm seeing the high priestess who is famous for being inactive. She listens, she doesn't run off and do stuff. So again, I think it might be difficult to kind of stop yourself. Okay, let's see what Friday is all about. Friday, we've got the Cancer moon forming a square with Chiron in Aries. And it sextiles Uranus and Taurus. Okay, so the Cancer moon really says, I want to be supported by other people. I want to be around those I love. The square with Chiron and Aries, it's easier to kind of settle and not to feel so driven to take any kind of action. And it sextiles Uranus and Taurus. So if there are things coming at you which you need to deal with, this is really organizational day where you have the time and patience to enjoy your home life, but also to get things organized. So on Friday, you're able to get clear on what you want. I think the penny kind of drops on Friday. You enjoy a sense of being safe and at home. You're able to deal with chaos without going off into fear, and you're self-sufficient and self-reliant. On Saturday the 7th, that's why I was hesitating a moment ago, because on Saturday the 7th, we have a full moon in Cancer happening at 8 minutes past midnight, and that's based on my time zone. I'm in Europe. If you're west of Europe, in North or South America, the full moon in Cancer happens in the evening on Friday the 6th. Okay, so the full moon in Cancer, I'll make a separate video on that, but it's when the sun and the moon, they oppose each other. The moon kind of reaches this climax point and it releases its energy. It showers us with its energy. And because it's in Cancer, the sign of the domestic and home and love and family, that's the easiest thing to tap into here on Saturday. The Cancer moon then opposes the Sun and Mercury in Capricorn. So the first time this week, you're less willing to rush off into action and to work, to make big changes. So it's much easier now because you can do the research, you can enjoy your family, and you don't feel this inner gnawing that says, go, do something for the sake of it. So I know I've mentioned that quite a few times now, but I feel that's the thing to watch out for this week, and not to rush off into the wrong thing without thinking. The Cancer moon opposes Pluto in Capricorn. So again, I don't want to change everything just for the sake of it. I want to relax a little bit and decompress. It trines Neptune in Pisces and quincunxes Saturn in Aquarius. So you're still able to get on well with other people. Your intuition guides you very clearly. So if you're creative, it's a good time. If you're around other people, it's a good time to learn from them, but most of all, to enjoy their company. The Sun in Capricorn conjunct Mercury in Capricorn. So you do have a tendency to say, okay, black and white, is this worth it or not? So the moon in Cancer kind of softens that a little bit. Ultimately on Saturday, I think it's a good time to connect with loved ones and to make that your priority. And to really take your first breather here in the new year, to say, okay, I don't need to be productive all the time. I can just relax a little bit. So meditation, contemplation, and connection with your higher power or other people, those things are going to offer great insight. And I think this is the moment you've been waiting for. Finally, I get all the information and now I can act. So this just underlines the point here. If you can possibly wait till the 7th of January to make big life changes, please wait and use the first week here to get everything in order and then act next week from the 9th of January onwards. So the connection, the meditation, that's going to give you a lot of answers, but also being in nature and getting symbols, those are also going to offer you with solutions and give you answers. Finally, on Sunday, the 8th of January, we've got the moon going into Leo at 3:40 in the morning. The moon in Leo is much more about having fun and pursuing your life purpose and being in the limelight, leading, performing, getting some attention, having a good time. The Leo moon opposes Venus in Aquarius. It sextiles Mars in Gemini and trines Jupiter in Aries and Chiron in Aries. So we've got a lot more fire in the chart here. You're going to still have this ability to learn and to study, to connect with other people, but really it's just about having fun and making it much more simple and living in the moment. Mercury in Capricorn does trine Uranus and Taurus, so if anything comes up that you hadn't planned on, you find it easy to deal with difficult situations, not even difficult situations, but surprises. You're going to have the kind of presence of mind and contentment to deal with those in your own time. Ultimately, I think Sunday is the one day of this week where you're able to have the most fun. You're confident, you're likely to be extroverted and willing to discover new places and people. Being out and about will not just be fun, but it will continue to offer you guidance either through your intuition or real world signs and symbols. So keep your eyes and ears open while you're having all this fun, because you'll get a lot of practical solutions that seem unrelated. So you're walking through the park with your friend and you're having a chit chat, and suddenly you get that, hey, this job needs to change. It's that kind of things popping into your mind when you're actually connecting with other people or nature or the world. Yeah. Okay, so that's what I get for you this week. I hope you have a wonderful time. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. When you get to the front page, just scroll down a little bit until you get to a button that says book your reading. Click on that to order your reading with me. And in my personal readings, I use astrology, the tarot, and numerology. I combine all three. So to draw up your astrology chart, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, then please order a chart rectification with me. That's a process where you send me 10 or more life events, and I actually work out your time of birth, which is important to have because the chart changes every 4 minutes. If you don't have the time though, I can still do the chart. I use sunrise if I don't have the time, but that makes the ascendant inaccurate. So that's why working out the time of birth is important. So then once I have that info and I draw up your birth chart, I can see so much about you. It's like a blueprint of who you are. It shows me your personal strengths and weaknesses, things about finance, relationship, home life, work, your connection with institutions, education, travel, career, hopes and dreams, spiritual development, personal development, anything at all really. And if you're questioning what's coming next, like if you're making a lot of decisions, I look at the progress chart and the transits to see what's coming up and what's likely to support you and the areas that are going to be more difficult. So you can kind of plan what's coming up in future. And even if you want to look at dates, like when's the best day to start my new business or to throw the engagement party, things like that, the astrology is super helpful with that. So if you're interested in any of that information, if you want to speak to me, please do get in touch via the website, gregoryscott.com. And if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have an amazing first week here and let us know how it goes in the comments. And I will speak to you for the daily tarot readings on this channel. And I'll be next week for the next weekly horoscope. Have a wonderful week and I'll speak to you soon. I'll speak to you soon. All the best. Take care.